Hello Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this recap edition of Wolves Weekly. Joining me in the studio again this week, we have head men's basketball coach Brady Bergeson. Brady, you guys coming off a win, kind of a revenge sort of win against St. Martin's. You guys went up to Lacey this week, beat them by 20 points. I know that one was one of them you guys probably had circled on the calendar, just unfortunately don't want to bring up a bad point, but it kind of got slipped away here. So it was really nice to see just the turnaround and the way you guys seem to be so focused on Saturday.
Yeah, well, our guys responded. They really were. I felt like we were well prepared, and our guys stayed focused the whole game. You know, they came up and deservedly beat us up here at our place. 3-4 weeks ago, and so I don't think it sat well with our guys. But you know, the main thing is that we're continuing to get better as a team. We're continuing to execute a little bit better, and understand, both sides of the ball just a little bit better systematically, and that's really the key. That's all we're focused on right now. And
you guys have that's your second win in a row right there. Just want to make mention of that one. You guys went, actually had the opportunity to beat Simon Fraser here at home and then went up there at Lacey, Washington. And then the thing I noticed really about these last two games was your defense more than anything else. You guys held two straight opponents to 48 points. I mean, you say what you want to, these are still D2 basketball players, guys that can shoot the ball, especially in this conference you mentioned, such a good shooting conference. That's pretty good team effort right there to hold them to that low of a percentage, 28% in the first half against St. Martin's.
Yeah, we still got some things we can clean up defensively, but we are getting better. I feel like there's more intent to the detail that has been taught, and I think our guys are starting to embrace it and understand it a little bit better. So with that said, we got to continue to push forward on those points, but when we do the small things and we really focus on those fundamentals, this is a very good defensive team.
Fantastic. And it was good to see. I know Blair Whedon had 18 points, but he also had 3 other players in double figures. To me, that was really a good team effort, and I only had the opportunity to watch the video stream, but felt like it kept the pressure on them offensively the whole time. They were always retreating when you guys were always pushing forward, so it was nice to see that attack mode. Well, you guys got the win right there. It moved you guys to actually sole possession of 4th place right now in the conference. You guys are 16-7 on the season, 9-5 in conference play, and with this being the last travel partner week, you guys now have 2 weekends to go to kind of complete your regular season. And as always, just as every other team in the GNAC, you guys are looking to get in the top 6 in the standings. So right now, you'll have the opportunity to see the GNAC standings up there on the board, and as you'll see, Western Washington, Alaska Anchorage, Seattle Pacific are the only 3 teams ahead of the Wolves right now. Montana State Billings, that half a game behind them. And then you got a couple other teams, Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington, and really St. Martin's, all battling out over these final 4 games for that 6th playoff spot. And just as a simple reference to the viewers out there, it really kind of goes more of the NFL playoff style. The top 2 teams will get a bye for that first game, as 3 will go against 6, and then 4 against 5. So just a man, you've played 14 games already this season, and it's interesting that 4 games can still have such a big impact on where this thing's going to play out from really 1 through 6.
And this is what you play for. I think right now everyone in the conference is kind of feeling the same way, where everyone is still jockeying for position for that conference playoff that's around the corner. And I think the key is that you can't get too far out in front on that. You can't start thinking about 2 weeks ahead, and nobody's in it right now, other than I suppose the top 2 or 3. But the bottom line is you just got to focus on your opponent, your week, and you can't get too far out in front of yourselves. I think that's a mistake that's easy to make. So we'll make sure that the focus is pulled in on this weekend's road trips, as we got a couple challenges coming up.
Fantastic. And as Brady mentioned, the road trip will be to Alaska this week. We'll have an opportunity to talk to Brady, get a little preview of both the Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks and the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves on the preview edition of Wolves Weekly, coming up a little later in the week. So just want to say, Brady, thank you for joining me in studio today.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.